What is going on, guys? Mark here with Reaper Gaming. Today I'm going to do a little review of this P4 series multifunctional cooling stand. Now I picked this up off of Amazon from a seller called New Dream Tech. This was shipped by Amazon, so I got free shipping on it with the Prime membership that I have. This retails about $28.99, and this is supposed to be an all-in-one cooler here. It's supposed to do the new PS4 Pro, the PS4 Slim, and the original PS4. So it looks like it should not only charge 2 controllers at once, but it looks like it has 3 cooling fans to keep your system cool while maintaining a little stand for the games. It looks like it'll hold 12 games at once. So I've already pulled this out of the box because, you know, the box, we don't keep the box. We don't need the box. So let's check out the stand itself. So here's the stand, the way it comes out of the box. Comes with its own USB power cable because it is powered off one of the 5-volt connectors from the PS4 itself. Comes with an instruction guide as well. I know you guys don't read these things, but a lot of times you should. It answers a lot of the questions that you may have about the product. It'll show you setup and everything about the product itself. The 3 fans do sit around 5,000 RPM, plus or minus 10%. Max air output is 12.6 cubic feet per minute, which isn't too bad. It's saying the charging time on a controller that is at 20, what is that? 2 controllers simultaneously. To charge them to full is about 2.5 to 3 hours. To charge it from dead to 80%, they're saying it takes about 2 hours itself, in 2 to 3 hours. Now, what's nice is once the controllers are fully charged, they will automatically shut off. That way you don't have to worry about overcharging them or anything like that. So, you know, not too bad. Hopefully it'll fit my needs and do what I need it to do. Now, let's take a look at the unit itself. We'll put the power cable over to the side. Now, here is the base station itself. As you can see, we have an on and off button for the fan. This is the DC power in from the PS4. And since it is taking up a USB port from the PS4, they were nice enough to include a secondary USB port here, just so you don't lose USB compatibility. Now, you can also charge 2 controllers at once while using the stand in a cooling system, which is kind of nice because I know with my setup, I run the PlayStation Platinum Series headset, and the dongle, the little USB dongle, takes up 1 port, and then I can only charge 1 controller on the other port. So, you know, I've always got my controllers charging elsewhere if I need to get them charged or keep them charged. So the overall feel of this thing is it's sturdy. There's no real flex to it. There's no give. I do like the hexagonal pattern on the front, top, and back side here. The bottom itself has 4 nice long rubber feet in each corner. It's got 4 smaller rubber center sections. So when you're on a solid surface like this glass table here, it doesn't slide. So you're not gonna have to really worry about bumping it and shifting it out of the way or anything like that. It's pretty solid, pretty durable. The controller ports itself, the only thing that throws me off about it is they charge through the extension port here in the bottom. So when you got to set it up, you got to line it up just right to get them to sit in, because there's a little pin that goes into the headphone jack, and then, like I said, it charges through the extension port instead of the normal charge port. It's kind of nice because the LEDs for the controller light are up. You can see when it's charged and everything else. It's just kind of awkward getting it set down to sit there. But like I said, you can do both of them while you're playing. I've got multiple controllers, so it makes it nice for me. Now, this is the insert for the PlayStation Slim. So it has some foam padding on the inside here. That way it keeps it stable. And then it looks like there's 2 notches to help keep it lined up and everything in place. So the 3 vent holes are cut there so the air can get through it. So you have no issue with the airflow or cooling on that if you're running the Slim over any other version of the PlayStation. The main section here for the PS4 and then the normal PlayStation launch day consoles is fully foam front to back, so there's cushion and protection on both sides. The intake fans here, well, these are the exhaust fans, so it takes air in from the back here, sucks it in, pushes it up right into the intake of the PS4 to help keep it cool, so you get direct cooling to the PS4's main system. You know, overall, with the PS4 slid in, I don't think we really have to worry about it wobbling or flopping over. It is pretty sturdy. I mean, unless you're really hitting it or anything like that, you should be pretty solid. It's sitting on your stand. You shouldn't have any issues. Now, let's plug the PS4 in. Let's get it all plugged in. I bumped the camera. There we go. So let me add some power to the PS4. Now, my concern with all of the cooling systems is the sound. And this one is actually not too bad, to be honest with you. The nice thing is when you aren't using it, it does have the on-off button feature. So let's turn on the PS4. We're going to tilt this back, that way you can see the wire and everything. So, turn on the cooling fan. Now, direct noise in reference to the PS4 by itself, not really noticeable. If you're at middle of the night, everything's off, you probably would notice them, but at that point you can shut them off. So that gives you an idea of, the sound here. Let's see if you can hear it. I really don't notice it over the PS4 at all. Now the controllers, like I said, when you do drop them into place, the charge, once they're in place, if I can get it to line up, that's the only awkward thing. Like I said, it's just it's weird the way they slip in. As you can see, that one's charging. I think this one is full. So it'll light up. If this one's full, they should shut off. It looks like it's solid. So that one may be full. Nope, there we go, strobe. Let's see if it stays on or comes back. So they're both charging. So nice indicators that they are charging. We'll slide it around, and like I said, it sticks. It's pretty solid, so you have nothing to worry about there. It holds up to 12 of your games, movies, DVDs, whatever. I don't think I'm going to use this feature myself, just because I tend to, once I get a game and I start playing it, I kind of play it to the end. I don't jump back and forth, so these will probably stay right in my normal DVD stand. No issue there with, keeping them where they were. Overall, it looks like it's a good build quality. Everything else seems pretty sturdy, pretty solid. No complaints from me. Like I said, this was $29 off of Amazon. I will include the link below in the description. That way you guys can check it out if you want. My overall benefit that I like the most so far, that I can see, is, like I said, let me slide this back. I got two controllers charging. I still have a USB port free for my USB dongle on my PS4 for my headset, but I still also have the third USB output there, the 5-volt output, just in case I need to charge another controller or any oddball stuff. I'm not completely out and have to unplug it to go back and forth. So, it meets pretty much everything I need the cooling stand to meet, plus a little bit more. Adds a little more versatility for me because it extends the USB output. Now, longevity-wise, do I think it'll hold up? Yeah, it looks like, it should hold up. Everything here for the connectors, your biggest wear and tear spot are going to be your connectors in and out for the controllers, depending on how much you utilize them. For me, I may just throw a wire up front, leave these two as backup just in case I need them. But everything else, is pretty much set for, it should last, no issue. Quality, like I said, it takes some force to move it, so you shouldn't have to worry about bumping it, knocking it over, anything like that. But either way, I mean, that's just off of its own natural weight that it holds down, and it grips really, really well. So it shouldn't be bumped or knocked off any desk or stand. The one thing to keep in mind in my aspect where I want to put this is, I don't have much headroom when I stand my PlayStation up on my desk there because I've got a little overhang on the cupboard. This does raise it up about 2 to 3 inches off of the ground, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind when I go to set it up. Hopefully everything fits, no issue. But it's not overly bulky or, too big to have anywhere, and it does hold everything the way you need it successfully. My only complaint that I have about it so far is there's nothing to help keep the original PlayStation 4 from sliding back and forth. It does have some, so if you do bump it, you can push it back a little bit. That's my only complaint there. That's not a major downfall. It's not a functionality problem by any means. It doesn't You know, it's not going to overall affect how well it performs. But if it locked it in place some way, shape, or form, I think I would like it a little bit more. But that's the only thing I can find wrong with it so far. Everything else is pretty neat, tidy. It's all one compact unit, so it keeps it nice and elegant. I don't think the smoother plastics here on the side, let me take these off. I don't think you're going to have an issue with fingerprints or anything like that. I've been checking that and touching it just to make sure, because you know how some of the shiny plastics you can end up with fingerprints on or issues, but I mean, these you really don't notice, and I don't think you're going to be touching this section too much anyways. But overall, I think it was a good buy for $29. It will keep my system cool, and it also, you know, gives me a USB expansion opportunity that the PlayStation series so desperately needs when it's limited to just 2 USB ports. If you guys do have any questions or concerns or anything like that, leave a comment below here. I will do my best to answer the questions you guys have. If you could, if this video helped you out, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. If you guys want to see more reviews of stuff like this, we can definitely go ahead and see what we can do to get some more of these oddball accessories and get them reviewed. That way you guys can see how they perform before you actually go ahead and buy them. Like I said, overall, I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I have no complaints about it. I think it'll do exactly what I need it to do and more. So that is the P4 multi-system cooling stand for the PlayStation series. Thanks for watching, guys.